Hello, my name is Jani. Welcome to my channel. This is a cross stitch channel where we talk about cross stitch and flosses and fabrics and topics related to cross stitch. This time I'm going to try to make a stitch with me. I am working on the beautiful botanical garden by Mirabilia, and I am trying to make a little adjustment on the skin color. I changed the colors to make her a little darker, more like my skin. And yeah, it's a work in progress because I am changing the flosses as I go. For instance, in this dark part, I'm going to make I'm going to mix two shades of floss, because I was not really happy with the result of the darker color. So I frog half of the crosses, and I am stitching with adding a lighter color to see how it looks. We'll see. But I didn't frog the complete cross. I tried to let the first half of the cross, and I am just adding a lighter floss. So we have a saying here in Mexico: el flojo trabaja doble. The lazy one works twice, because in case my my half frogging process doesn't work, I will need to to frog again. But we'll see. I am hopeful that this will look nice, and yeah, it's part of my creative process. So yeah, and it's a little strange, because in this part of the design, the original color of the skin, it's a really dark shade, so it looks I don't know, a little off for me, because it's really dark. I mean, I understand it's part of the shadow, but it's really dark. So yeah, I will try to combine two flosses as I am doing right now, and see if I like the result. And that's why I didn't do a proper conversion, because I can write the colors that I'm going to use, and when I am actually stitching, I change something or make a combination of flosses. And yeah, my conversion is like a guide, but at the end I do a different thing. I'm so sorry. And then I don't write the thing that I did. So yeah, because I guess I think that I'm not going to stitch her again. So yeah. And talking about creative process, I have an event on my Instagram account last weekend, where I was having chats and interviews with different cross stitch friends. So yeah, it was a really lovely event, mainly in Spanish, but I had an interview with Jacob de Graaf from Mother Folk Embroidery. So it was really interesting to talk to him, and as with his point of view as a designer, and sharing his beautiful samplers and talking about, cross stitch, the cross stitch community. It was really, really fun, and we have a great time. He was on holiday. Oh my God, he was on India. crisis avoid. He was on India. I guess he's still there, and yeah, we talk a little bit about cross stitch and samplers and fun stuff. So yeah, we have a great time, and I was talking all day. That's why I'm a little with friends around the world about cross stitch. We have an interview with a Mexican a professor. She studies Mexican samplers and the history of all these traditions and how they were taught in our society. And it was really interesting because it's not just we stitch a sampler and it's a reproduction from Europe or United States, and they told us this was stitched by a girl, but to really know that stitchers, and to know that they are Mexican and they have it creates a bond between your history and your traditions and all this legacy of embroidery and cross stitch. Yeah, it was so interesting. And we also had Jamir from Almon Emanem, and it was amazing to see her beautiful work. These little samplers stitched on 56 count, 1/1, and knowing her creative process. And yeah, it was so interesting. And I had a chat with an Spanish friend. We were just talking about how through this community we are creating friendships, and we can relate it with people around the world who shares our love for cross stitch. Oh my God, this floss is really not cooperating with me right now. So yeah, it was a beautiful event. I have friends from Argentina, and Chile, and Mexico, of course. We talk a little bit about hardanger and specialty stitches with Manu and with Rosita. She talk a little bit about the hardanger and this beautiful technique, and how we are so afraid of cutting our fabric, for this type of methods. And yeah, it was so fun. And yeah, I also talked with my friend Marianita. She's a doctor, and she was talking about mental health and the importance of this topic, and how our cross stitch and hobbies represent a positive factor in our health, especially mental health. So yeah, and finally I was talking with another Mexican friend, Pilar. She has a YouTube channel and an Instagram account, and she stitches with the very traditional Mexican stitching method, with a really neat back side of the stitching, because for tradition here in Mexico, we use these pieces. The tradition is not, to finish this cross stitch as to frame it or something like that, but to use it in our house. So you need to have this really clean back of your stitching, because we see the piece for both sides. So we usually learn how to stitch with this perfect it's the Danish cross stitch method, but with a really really clean backside. And yeah, and it's only a different method to stitch. It's not the only one or the correct one, because again, there is no cross stitch police. You can enjoy your stitching the way you choose to stitch. So yeah, this was an idea through all the chats, to enjoy the journey, to find your own method, and to try to help the new generations to find the way of stitching. We can share techniques and methods, but at the end, it's the joy of stitching that make this hobby what it is, and what needs to be done to keep for many years ahead of us. And we are creating a story with our little pieces, and we are living part of who we are through this stitching. So yeah, it was a lovely day. It was almost 12 hours, and yeah, it's never enough. Yeah, and I was so happy. And all these videos are recorded in my Instagram account. If you want to hear them or see them, yeah, it was really really a lovely experience. And I am trying to finish these crosses, and I'm not using the sewing method because I frock just half of the cross. So I'm afraid if I use the sewing method, I may rip the left part. So yeah, I am trying to well, not fixing, but trying to dissolve this dark color with a lighter floss on top. So yeah, I like the result because it was too dark for me. So yeah, this is a little progress on botanical, making just a little stitching here and there, because I haven't been able to stitch a lot. But yeah, probably I will finish her on November. She's not a big project. She's really small comparing with another Mirabilias. And I didn't mention the fabric that I'm using. This is Lugana 32 that I dyed with color paper, crepe paper. And I'm using CXC 1 floss 1/2. The skin also is 1/2, and I did some modification to her face, a little adjustment on the back stitch and on the colors, her eyes, her eyebrows. Yeah, I always make little changes here and there, and I'm using different beads, the materials that I have with me. So yeah, every piece is unique. We as stitchers, have create these unique pieces, even though we follow all the materials and all the instruction on the pattern. We stitch different, so the result is unique. So yeah, that is my little video for today. Thank you for stitch with me a little bit with this beautiful design. Have a great day. Please get the vaccine, and yeah, stitch a lot. Happy stitching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.